everybody, and welcome to our international deep dive about Brazil today. This is our second of our series of international deep dive about our markets. The first one that we did was back in February about India and is recorded in your extranet. And this second one about Brazil that we're going through live today, it's also going to be recorded so you can pull it up at your leisure on the extranet also at later dates. I'm Letizia Sirtari. I'm the VP of Global Tourism, and I'm here to introduce the team here at Destination DC that focuses on this market. Patricia Nahar, that you're going to hear about a little bit later today. It's our Senior Global Tourism Development Manager, and our focus markets are Latin America, so Brazil is included. And then Goldie Fogel on the PR side, she's a global media manager, and she's also focusing on Brazil and other Latin American markets as well. But without further ado, today we start with data first. And I'd like to introduce my colleague, Sandra Whitehead, which is our Senior Research Manager, and she's going to guide you through a little bit of updates on where Brazil stands.
Thank you, Letizia. So yes, I wanted to take you through a few things about Brazilian travelers, give you a little bit of context on why this market really deserves your attention. And so if we take a look at Brazil, Brazil has a population of more than 200 million people, which gives us a really large pool of travelers. And while not everyone of those individuals will travel, the opportunity really lies in reaching the segments that have the means and the interest and ability to travel to the United States, and then ensuring that they choose to come to DC. And so economics is really playing a huge role when we look at the Brazilian market. The economy is forecasted to grow by about 2% in 2026, meaning that it will continue to expand, and that supports consumer spending and travel. The exchange rate, on the other hand, is about 5-to-1, and that makes trips to the US more expensive and encourages travelers to be more deliberate about how they allocate their budgets. But price sensitive does not mean that they're unwilling to spend. It means that they're going to prioritize experiences that resonate with them. And DC's free museums, monuments, and attractions help travelers manage some of their sightseeing costs, but they're not necessarily looking for just what's free. They're going to save in one part of their trip, and that will open up their budget so they can spend more on experiences that matter most to them. So the opportunity really lies in understanding what Brazilian travelers value, and then working with us in our offices to showcase how your business adds to that experience. We take a look at Brazilian travel in 2025. We saw more than 54,000 Brazilians come to DC. That makes them our 9th largest overseas market. And those visitors spent about 61 million when they were here, which really confirms that they're willing to spend on experiences that they value. Most of these travelers are leisure visitors, which makes the market more relevant to them to a wide range of member offerings. And because they're more experienced international travelers, while they of course want to see our iconic sites, they're also interested in discovering more of the destination. That's where our Only One DC story becomes especially relevant, highlighting DC's neighborhoods, culture, culinary scene, and events alongside of those monuments, memorials, and museums. So I just wanted to briefly take you at a look at Brazilian visitation over time. Following the pandemic, visitation has gradually been rebuilding. The growth we saw from Brazil last year was especially encouraging because it occurred during a year when DC's overall international visitation declined. And while the forecast for this year anticipates a slight decrease, we're really only talking about roughly 2,000 visitors, so it's not significant contraction. The market really is expected to stay relatively stable. And because visitation remains below pre-pandemic levels, there's still a lot of opportunity for growth. And as economic conditions and the cost of travel contribute to the pace of that recovery, we'll continue to make sure that DC remains relevant as those conditions evolve. So with that, I will turn it over to Marjori to talk to you about who these travelers are and what they prioritize so you can work alongside us.
Thank you, Sandra, and hello, everyone. It's a such pleasure to be here today, especially on a day it's all about Brazilian market. Some of you already had the chance to meet in person at the Global Marketplace early this year. But for those who don't know me yet, I'm Marjori Schroeder, Director of Imaginadora, and I have the honor to represent the destination DC in Brazil. Okay, but I'm not on this adventure alone. I'm also really happy to have this amazing, super engaged team with me. Let me introduce them. Flavia Perin, she's brilliant, coordinator the day-to-day work of our marketing and PR team. Ney Neves, who a lot of you already know also, handles all the trade marketing actions, and there is a lot of them. And last but definitely not least, Tuca Pereira, who responsible for all our PR work and media relationship. Okay, so now talking about this huge country called Brazil, it's really important to understand where our current and potential Brazilian traveler are coming from. Okay, here's the map of the key markets for the US. And here, the thing is, even though Brazilian is massive, its resources are pretty concentrated in these big centers, especially in South and Southeast regions. This map show all the markets that send Brazilian to travel to US, but the ones I highlight here are the cities you all should really pay attention because they are where the traveling coming to DC are concentrated. So who are these people traveling to US today? They are upper middle class Brazilian. They live in big cities. They use it to urban life. They have high purchase power. But there is an important point. Our currency is worth about 5 times less than dollar. So even though I'm saying they are upper middle class with high income, once you convert that dollars, they are price sensitive. So they might consume a product that for American upper middle class standard wouldn't seem like the same thing. So it's an important thing to highlight when you say that they are a high income. I will get into more details on travel profile in a bit. So let's see now our crown. Talk a little bit about connectives. So our country has pretty solid connectives. We have direct flight from São Paulo operated by United Lines. Important flight, important partner also for promotion in Brazil. But it's important to keep in mind that other gateways matter too. Connectivity to places like Miami, New York, or even though Panama, it's really strong, operated by both American and Brazilian airlines, as you can see, Go and LATAM. So now going deeper into who is the Brazilian traveler visiting DC actually. We have a pretty clear picture. They are not first-time traveler. The Brazilians who choose DC are, for the most part, experienced travelers. They have been to the US many times. They are looking for new experience in the US. As many of you know, Florida is still the #1 destination for Brazilians. So that's where the first timers go, but not to DC. They are experienced, they are repeat visitors, they usually travel with family members. Now, I don't necessarily mean a family with parents or little kids. I mean relatives traveling together. So that's why the profile is family oriented. Even though they are experienced, when they come to the DC, they do want the city icons, the famous building, the classic sign scenes, the photos in front of the Capitol, the Lincoln Memorial. Those are real interests for Brazilian visiting DC. Experience that show the authenticity of the destination. Food is also on their list. Here we are talking about places that offer real experience, not necessarily fancy, but authentic. Brazilian loves to sit at the table, to order a glass of wine or beer. They also see DC as a chance to try food from all over the world. That's also very important to highlight. They want to try different foods. They want to try new chefs. So it's sitting at a table to have a good meal. It's one of the activities they are looking for. We are extremely connected, but we won't give up on a good support when traveling. So not only to plan a good itinerary, so a travel agency only to plan a good itinerary, but also to make sure the accommodation is safe, this is the right transportation, or even have backup for any questions or problems during the trip. A lot of Brazilians don't speak English, so there is definitely a reliance on travel advisor. So for the next one, so what do they actually want in DC? I think it's the next slide. No, sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, here. Okay, so they want that classic photos in front of the White House gates. Even the house is way in the background, but they want to do that. They want to experience it and show that they are in the center of the power in the world, where important decisions are made. So they want to also walk to the National Mall, explore everything they have heard about or seen on social media, but they go beyond that. They won't skip shopping, as you know. As I told you, sitting down in a full meal and explore the neighborhood, that it's also city icons or experience events. We have heard 2 weeks before from digital team that music events, sports, food festival, these are some of the most popular topics on our social media right now. Okay, so speaking of social media, that's where the travel inspiration comes from. 100%. So social comes first. It's what drives the desires, the trip. I always say that these official channels, hotel website, airlines, even destination website, might tell you where to go. But social media tells you how to go, what to eat, where and how to shop. So please pay attention to your digital presence. After inspiration comes planning. So where we count some key players, so flight deals, friends and family recommendation, and travel agency, OTA or not. Honestly, we put OTA, but this day every travel agency is online. We could be a small travel agency and run in an entire sales and service through WhatsApp. But note that for DC, the importance of the travel agency is even greater than a recommendation, for instance. So pay attention in this advisory, in these supports. Now, after planning, we need to pay attention to the seasons. And of course, as you know, we are in a different hemisphere. Our long summer break happens between late December and early February, which also line up with Carnival. So a lot of people are on vacation. And it's good for you because you are in the low season in that period. And you have almost 3 months of vacation. Then we have the July break. It's short vacation, but that's when a lot of Brazilians like to enjoy the summer in US, usually on shorter trips. And also I highlight October. October, a specific week in October, keep an eye on it because it's basically becoming like a spring break. So there is a week off from school and from a lot of university too. 3 to 6 months in advance is the average for flight and hotel bookings. I'd say flight, because of the high prices, can go even further, sometimes up to 10 months before the trip. Attractions, transportations, and experience, those get booked closer to the trip, one month, or sometimes even during the trip. So let's talk about distribution. In Brazil, the distribution chain is complex. So I will dedicate a few minutes to explaining it, and I hope I can be clear in distribution. But this is the distribution channel chart for the Brazilian market. As you can see, it has many players. Why? Travel agencies often don't have the resource, economic and technological, to contact directly with suppliers. So they rely on the tour operators, OTA and receptive. At the same time, these intermediaries rely on distribution platforms to connect it with suppliers. In this distribution chain, so as you can see highlighted on the left, we have the suppliers connect with the intermediates. Who is the intermediates? Tour operators, OTA, and receptive tour operators. These intermediates then sell to the travel agency, or some of them directly reach the final consumer. So we have both travel agency and some tour operator. Within this ecosystem, connected platforms play an important role. They use technology to connect international supplier with Brazilian tour operators, OTA, and receptive, making your product easier to find and book. Here is the next slide that we can see, as I told you, these connected platforms. Here is the main connecting platforms in Brazil. I want to highlight that as a member, being connected to this platform can give you your product greater visibility and make it bookable through tour operators, OTA, and receptive. As you can see, there are different platforms, so I'm not going deep in each one, but I presented you some of them. They serve in different market segments, so hotel, attractions, some of them it's like for attraction and also hotels and services. So you are probably familiar with Civitats, for instance. It's a B2C platform, but it's also an important B2B platform for reaching tour operators, not only in Brazil, but also in Latin America, Spain, and Portugal. So some of the tours, attractions, or tickets, the tour operator uses Civitats. Okay, finally, here is some companies that are current key partners of ours. They sell US and of course DC. These are the operators, the tour operator, with focus on promotion, sales, and marketing resource all. So here you can see the important ones that you should be in contact. Let's talk about marketing. So now moving to marketing, which I always say not because I'm a market person, but it is what brings all these pieces together. The next slide say these are our priority in promotion destination DC in Brazil. So this is what we work every single day, helping develop products, training, empowering travel agency, connecting with the trade, and also connect with the end consumer through social media and press. For the next slide, you can see some example of Coop. Coop is an important platform. So when we promote with tour operators, so here you can see some example. We created a dedicated landing page with Diversa, having DC as an extra destination for World Cup, but we also use some website for communications offers and products. In the next one, you can see some direct communication. So the Queensberry monthly newsletter, for instance, we are taking the opportunity of these tour operator databases, because some of them has like 5,000 travel agency in their databases, to make this direct communication. But we also use social media because most of these tour operators, they use social media to talk to their B2B clients. So through this channel. So we are going to see some of our activity, even for B2B, in social media. And of course, B2C, on the B2C side, PR actions give us a massive reach. And more than that, as you can see here, you have like a very important magazine in Brazil, and these media outlets endorsing our key message. But beyond COP and media actions, we do also do a lot of direct communication with our own travel agents databases. So Imaginadora in DC has all own travel agent databases. So through the email marketing, for example, or that's where we send news or important market updates. We also performing a lot of incentive campaigns, which are powerful sale drives and training, which educates, updates, but engage this travel professional. In the next one, it is really important that you know about and please engage with our social media channels in Portuguese. They are dedicated profiles for the market, not just translations. They are content created and customized, especially for the Brazilian market. So please engage and like our page in Portuguese. For market purposes, when we engage with connecting platforms or promote your product through social media or collaborate with Destination DC, we have some recommendations. Please highlight shareable experience. Focus on the visual, on Instagrammable moments. Concentrate the message in the icons, so the things you can only find in DC. And of course, shopping and food appeal always must be present in your communication to Brazilian market. And to wrap up, I don't know if the time it's but let's talk about an important part. Please don't missing out. Don't miss the chance to be part of this with us. So we have some opportunities. The sales mission offer unique opportunity for direct market interaction. They provide a chance to conduct the business and also share our message to the media. Here's our team in Rio de Janeiro. Elliot making a big buzz in media also during the sales mission. For the next slide, we are always highlight the fan tours because the fan tours, which I always say, they aren't just a platform for promotion and education. They are also really important for content creation, relationship building. These people, tour operators and travel agencies, they made a really good content for social media also. But we also have the press trips. Here is an opportunity to show what's beyond the curious, the news, the different, the festivals, the events. So important always to be in content and during this press trip because it's, as I told you, a massive reach. And when we can give our key message to millions of people. So that's it. I truly hope I've been helpful to all of you. I'm completely at your disposal for any question at the end of this presentation. It's been a pleasure being here today. And now I'd like to call up Casey, our membership manager.
Thanks so much, Marjorie. Hi, everybody. My name is Casey Paul. I'm one of the membership managers on the Partnerships and Alliances team. We've heard a lot today about some great tips and insights on how to tap into the Brazil market, and I'm here to provide a few ways you can get involved through your member extranet account. First is to make sure you are regularly looking at your leisure and event planner listings on washington.org to see if any updates need to be made. This ensures that both the team at Destination DC as well as visitors to washington.org have all the latest information about your business. Be sure to update your amenities as well to let us know what kinds of accessibility features, foreign language services, or cuisine types your business is able to offer. You can also use the extranet to add your latest offers and deals to washington.org. The earlier you can upload these, the better, as it gives our team more time to maximize the visibility on your offerings and push them out to relevant markets. Our member asset collector is also available on our extranet, which members can use to upload photos and videos of their business for use on our social channels and website galleries. As always, if you have any questions about how to use the member extranet, you can reach out to your membership manager or the membership team at membership@washington.org. Finally, I wanted to let you know about some of our upcoming member events. We will be having an informational webinar on the upcoming DC Jazz Fest and the Grand Prix on Zoom on August 18th. Then we will be having our annual Marketing Outlook meeting at the George Washington Lisner Auditorium on September 2nd. You can always see our upcoming member events on washington.org/member events, and I hope to see you all there. I will now pass it on to my colleague, Patricia Nahar, to highlight key takeaways from this presentation.
You are on mute, Patty. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I'm sorry about that. Hi, thank you, Casey, and thank you, panelists, for your presentations. Hi, everyone. I'm Patricia Nahar, Senior Global Development Manager for Latin America, Spain, and Portugal. And today I would like to share a key takeaways from today's presentations. First, I would like to highlight the importance of maintaining a consistent presence in the market to stay visible and grow the market share in Brazil. Through collaboration among you, our members, our representative office in Brazil, and our different departments here at Destination DC, we keep DC top of mind among Brazilian trade partners and consumers. Second, as we discussed, Brazilian travelers still rely on travel agencies and OTAs to plan and book their trips. This is why we maintain a strong presence in the market through marketing campaigns, trainings, sales calls, sales missions, and ongoing communications with trade partners. At the same time, social media plays an important role in inspiring travelers and influencing their destination choices. When developing your marketing strategy, we encourage you to include unique, visual, and shareable experiences that will capture their attention. And finally, please get involved. Support our familiarization trips and join us on the road in our sales missions to connect with key clients. And as we wrap up, I want to mention an upcoming opportunity to put today's takeaways into action. On Thursday, September 3rd, we'll host a networking reception as part of our Brazil Reverse Sales Mission. In this mission, we are bringing top Brazilian tour operators to Washington, D.C. to experience the destination and build business connections with our members. This reception is a great opportunity to meet these tour operators directly, introduce your business, and start building relationships with key partners from Brazil. Participation is $75 and space is limited, so please reserve your spot as soon as possible to join us. And we are here to support you. Please, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask any questions on the chat or Q&A. And of course, here at Destination DC, all our departments are here to support you. Stay in communication. Does anyone has any questions? Okay, so we have one question. Where do we register for the networking event? Yes, thank you very much. So you will receive a follow-up email with the link to register to the networking reception, and also you will receive an invitation by email. We have another question. Are there any successful anecdotes you can share from a previous Brazil fam trip? Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've been hosting a lot of fam tours, and I will jump up here, but also Nay, if you can share your experiences and what the client said. But yeah, we've been hosting a lot of fam visits from our clients in Brazil, and they really stress how important is to include the neighborhoods when they come to the city. We take them to see the National Mall, the monuments, the memorials, but something that they didn't know about the city is the amount of neighborhoods and different experiences that you can do in different parts of the city. So something we've been trying to include in our familiarization strips is, of course, as Marjorie mentioned, that the Brazilians like to see the iconic sites, the iconic buildings, but also we take them to explore the city, to explore the neighborhoods, and they really enjoy that.
And Pachi, sorry if I can compliment. I think Brazil is also asking about the influencers program. That it's and yes, I can say that we have some opportunity in influencers also. And when you say influencers nowadays, it's interesting because even the traditional media, some of these journalists, it's also influencers. So even the press trip, we use a lot of this resource to also for social media, and we also always looking for opportunity to get this kind of media to promoting the destinations.
If I may add to that, looking at the program, we're very also careful on who gets invited. So that's why we work very closely with our offices. In this case, this is Brazil, when they bring up opportunities for influencer content creators, as we want to make sure that they cover travel into their, plethora of how they promote themselves and they sell their brands. So we want to make sure that travel and lifestyle is always included in their portfolio before we consider bringing them up here, as everybody is selling their brand in a different way. So there are opportunities. We're just careful and they're carefully vetted. So if anybody is member that you're here, if you're more interested more, you can always reach out to Patty, to Patricia Nahar, and then she's gonna make sure that we're gonna bring it up to our marketing team and our offices as well.
Thank
and
you.
then I see there is also like the
Yeah.
schedule for the upcoming FAM, right? So I think Heather, he's asking when will the schedule for the upcoming FAM trip would be available. It's a moving list. So we have now FAMs on the books through probably November. But we can talk internally on ways to maybe also with Casey and your team on ways to make sure that we anticipate. We try to maybe add it to the members newsletter, upcoming FAM opportunities. So maybe we can try and see how we can probably publicize it in a different way. So we say we have this on the books to push it out there to more members. Usually when we receive FAM just for the attractions, so the non-hotel partners that are on this poll, first when we receive a request for a potential FAM, we evaluate who is coming and the dates that maybe the airline is offering tickets. And we try to secure the hotel component first. So once we have the hotel component secure, that's when we firm up the dates. So that's when then the request for everything else comes at a little later. But we can discuss with P&A, with the membership department, to see how we can make sure to better anticipate the announcements so that you all are aware of what's coming on the pipeline in the next 6 months, let's say.
We have another question in the Q&A chat. Are visitors comfortable taking metro and also driving to another attractions and experiences that may take 20, 30 minutes outside the city? Marjorie, if you would like to answer that. It's asking if visitors are comfortable taking the metro and driving to experiences that are 20, 30 minutes outside the city. Like if they are comfortable visiting attractions and experiences in Maryland and Virginia, for example.
Yes, they definitely are. As I told you, this is experienced travel that they live in big centers also here in Brazil. So take a metro, or for us, for Brazilian, 20, 30 minutes, it's a short time because I'm spending 1.5 hours to go to my office. So it's important to know because the reference is completely different. But yes, and taking a metro or public transportation, it's part of the experience for Brazilian also.
Yeah, and if I can add to that, Marjorie, in all our training sessions, in all our seminars, we talk about Washington, D.C., but we also include the capital region and all the experiences that the capital region offer. We always talk about Maryland, we always talk about Virginia, and how easy it is to connect via metro with different experiences, not only in D.C., but in the region. So that's part of our presentation. And we have another question. If we can offer services or products in Portuguese, how can we still accommodate and welcome Brazilian travelers? Will the Spanish language, for example, help?
For tours, I can say yes. So Spanish help a lot since it's more easy to, it's easier to understand. So for a tours or for some services, yes. But for promotion, I would say no, because the credibility to have something in Portuguese, it's not compared if you have something in Spanish. So what I'm saying that if you have a service that you have provide Spanish, it's okay and it's good. But for promotion pieces or any communication, I would suggest it to translate in Portuguese.
Perfect. Yeah, Lori is asking if we can register 2 people to attend the evening networking reception. Unfortunately, because we have a very few spots for this networking reception, it's restricted to 1 person per company. So yeah, it's gonna be like you will all receive the invitation, but we will highly appreciate if you can register 1 person per company. Perfect. Well, I don't see any more questions. Marjorie, is there something you would like to share, or someone from the Brazilian team to wrap up the webinar?
No, only say that thank you for the opportunity. It's also very important to us to detail more a little bit about our market and also to show our team that it's here. Count with us, please. When you say that, oh, this is in Portuguese, how can I support it? Even for translations, please count with us. And we are here every single day to talk about this in Brazil. So thank you for the opportunity for Destination DC, and also my team that it's here, Flavia, Tuca, and Ney. They are the ones that you need to count.
Wonderful. Thank you, Marjorie. We will follow up with an email with this recording webinar and also a link to the presentation and a link to the networking reception that we have in September. Thank you.